Hi YouTube, it's your girl Angel 515 2010. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do my wedding counseling vlog again. I've already done it twice and my camera's messing up, so sorry it's taking so long. Our first session was called God's Design for Marriage. What we actually did was we talked about the role of the man, the role of the woman, and essentially what's supposed to happen once you get married. One thing that he stressed was that once you actually get married, you and your husband are supposed to take each other's side over anyone else's. There's no more, oh, well, you know, my kids come first or my parents come first. You should always put your husband before anyone else. You and him are making a commitment to become one. So it's just like you wouldn't believe anybody else over yourself. So you have to take his side or you have to take her side. You have to be understanding and know that, you know, I have to trust him sometimes and I have to trust her sometimes. Even though he may be right or he may be wrong, you can't let someone else divide your house. The next thing that we talked about was he actually explained more into depth a verse in the Bible. I know a lot of people are like, oh, women, you're supposed to be submissive to your husbands. Yes, ladies, it is in the book. Yes, we are supposed to be submissive to our husbands. But a lot of people don't read into is a verse before that. It tells you husbands be submissive to your wives. So it's a two-way street. It's not that we're always supposed to bow down and go, oh, you're the man, you're right. Men, sometimes you have to give in to your pride. You have to let your wife know that she's right, and you have to, you know, cater to her, be submissive to her as well. So it's a two-way street, so remember that, fellas. This is going out to you guys. The next thing that we talked about was actually how to nurture your husbands and how to nurture your wives. Ladies, a man has his pride, essentially. If you take his pride away from him and you make him feel less than a man, he has nothing left. He's essentially not going to be happy. All a guy wants to know is that he's needed and that he's taking care of his family and that he's doing the right thing. So, I mean, every now and then, even if it's just saying thank you, babe, for being a great man. Thank you for, I don't know, washing the dishes, or, you know, babe, you're doing a good job. Try not to put him down. When you do something that insults his pride, I guarantee you he'll hold that grudge against you. He may not say that to you, but it'll be built up inside of him. And fellas, ladies, it's not necessarily pride with us. We want to feel like we're needed as well. You should always try to make your wife feel wanted, you know, even if it's something simple. I'm not saying go out and buy her roses every day or, you know, buy a diamond ring every year or something like that. But it's the little stuff like, oh, babe, stopped and got you a Twix from the store. I love candy, so my fiance will come home from work and he's like, oh, babe, I got you a Coke and a Reese's cup. And it makes my day. It makes me smile. Women need, I guess we long more for intimacy. So fellas, make sure you're always intimate with your wives or fiancés or soon-to-be wives. And women, make sure you always uphold your man's pride. Let him know that he's doing a great job and that he's needed and that he is the head of the household and the provider. The next thing we did was this actual graft. You can kind of see it, but it's essentially a triangle. And the way he described it was, at the bottom of the triangle, you have man on one side and woman on the other, and you have God at top. If you look at the width between man and woman at the bottom of the triangle, they're spread far apart. But the closer each one of them grows to God, the shorter the distance get between them. So essentially he's saying you both have to long for that or get closer to that higher being or power in your life in order to really connect or meet up with each other, essentially. And another thing, yes, fellas, you are the head of the household, so you are essentially responsible for the religion and the souls of everybody in the house. You're meant to be the leaders, so at the end of the day, when judgment day comes or whatever happens, when you go meet your maker, you're responsible for not only your soul, but the soul of your wife and your kids or, you know, anybody in your household. So just keep that in mind when you do that. I'm sorry, guys. I've done this video like 4 times, and I keep forgetting stuff that I said in the earlier ones. But I think that's going to be it. I mean, it was just pretty much, it was simple. If you want to know more details about what we talked about, I'll shoot you an email. I can type it up faster than I can sit here and ramble on about it. But I'm going to do my next wedding vlog right after this, so stay tuned.